How many of you knew that in 2019, Donald Trump had the longest government shutdown in history? Anybody?
Oh, wow.
Anybody? Hello, everyone. My name is Ty Lee Works, and today I'm going to be talking about the government shutdown. Let's talk about about 8,000 government workers are living without pay, with more than half working and other half being repaid when the government reopens. So when the government shut down, we had a good amount of people that were working for the government, and as soon as President Trump had shut it down, it ended up causing all their funds, money to go away. Some people were not ready for this move. Some people didn't save up for this move. Their jobs were their only source of income. And so relying on these funds from the government, people like I was even informed as far as people that worked at airports, TSA, I believe they call them, they were totally shut down as far as getting funds for their family. And so I could just imagine me working for the government, it could hurt so many people. If that's where my money came from and that was all I had, I didn't have anything else saved, living paycheck to paycheck, which some people are, and the government being shut down for however long it was shut down, for weeks and weeks, it could really affect my family. It could really affect what I do. It could affect my attitude. It could affect a lot of things. Don't you think so as well?
Yeah.
It could affect you, right? Many are risking their lives because they are being forced to work without pay. So some people still have integrity and are still showing up for work. Some people are still going to work and hoping and having faith that the amount of work that they're putting in, even though they're not going to get a paycheck next week, hopefully that paycheck will come eventually. Hopefully that the hours that they're putting in their timesheet will finally show up and the president will repay them back. In addition, let's look at how food inspections and aid were affected by the government. The Food and Drug Administration and food assistance programs have cut back on their duties, stopped its routine inspections, and those who receive food stamps receive their January benefits, but depending on the remaining funds, they may be affected. And so in January, when he did this shutdown, those that were relying on government assistance, which are food stamps and different other things, some people did. I'll never forget that day or even that week that he had shut down everything. Some people were saying, I'm okay. I got my stuff. I got it. Thinking that the government shutdown would only be a week just to get him what he wanted, right? That sometimes it would be either 2 weeks, something to last us. And groceries typically last over a month or so. But in some households, even government assistance still isn't enough. And so for however long he did do it, it didn't last for some people. I'll never forget, I read a story about a man, he was working for the government. And so he ended up jumping off of a building. And he ended up committing suicide because he didn't have enough to eat. He didn't have enough to move on. People were affected by housing because they were not able to pay their rent. Some landlords were still unforgiving about it. We're saying, we need our money. And so they withholding these funds, people committed suicide. People took it very, very seriously and didn't think that it would ever get better because it was the longest government shutdown that we had ever had. The Federal Housing Administration asked the mortgage industry to help individuals with their mortgages, but Democrats wanted more than conclusion. And so it was more than just getting that down, but it was more for us to fight. And so hopefully there isn't another government shutdown. Hopefully the President Trump will look at the things that had happened and will see the repercussions about these things and decisions that he has made. And hopefully we can move forward without shutting the government down again. Hopefully we can move forward with a different perspective on something else that we can do. instead of harming the people of the USA. Thank you.